Pages turn, the story unfolds, the ink on the paper, a world I behold. Lost in the panels where heroes fly, comic books and brews, my alibi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, we're recording here. Yes, we are. This is episode number 20. Episode number 20.
Episode number 20.
Episode number 20. I can't believe we made it to 20.
I know.
Thank you, everyone. However many of you listened. 486 of you today. But yes, I can't believe we made it to 20. This is a grand old time. And if you watched episode 19, you know that we were continuing on with the legendary Wonder Woman. So back to the script here. Hello, hi, how are you? Episode 20. I'm your host, Taz Al Ghul. And this, as always, is your co-host, Just Abby. How are you?
If you didn't get the chance to listen to the first Wonder Woman episode, be sure to do that. It's got a lot of good little...
It's got some
a lot of tidbits in there.
Crazy tidbits.
And once again, public service announcement. There are a lot of spoilers in this episode. The last one, really none.
Yeah.
But this one there will be because we are going over the entire story of Outlaw, which is about 6 books, I think. So yeah, great books. I really enjoyed it. I haven't really read much Wonder Woman before this, and thank you again to Logan for giving us these books because they've been great. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So yeah, before we get into that, we'll talk about some beer.
My beer today is none other than Dry January. Definitely not this year. It felt right since it is February when we're recording this. No longer January, which I did not do Dry January anyways. That is
I
just
did
impossible.
though. It was fun.
Just Abby, what a saint. She did it. No chance I'm doing that. But yeah, this is from Evil Twin Brewing in New York City. If you haven't had a beer from them, you're missing out and you must have one. But this is a double IPA with the hops are double dry hopped with Citra and Mosaic. And it's an 8% banger. And let me just give you a little taste testy here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Solid. Not my favorite Evil Twin one, but it's just a damn good hazy. I'm still probably going to give it like a 4. But can art wise, looks like it's just a chick chilling
Depressed.
in the window, depressed, like drinking a coffee or something. Or yeah, just holding a little coffee mug, looking out the window. And it's a wet, rainy window, which is pretty funny. That's why it's called Dry January. Definitely not this year. It's a wet one.
And I am going sweeter this first one. And it is an out of order melted gelato slushy beer. And it definitely tastes like that. And I don't know if you see this color.
It's
that
like
is
cotton
insane.
Candy
And
pink.
like
Just seen that thing coming out of there too. I tried to get a picture of it, but they were all dust. But it is wild.
but yeah, this is a collaboration between Tin Barn Brewing, 450 North, and RAR, which RAR is known for the little dog.
They're out of order guy.
Yeah. But yeah, Slushy XL smoothie style sour ale with strawberry, lemon, coconut, and banana, marshmallow, vanilla ice cream, and Bavarian cream flavors.
Yeah.
It is a sweet one. Very good dessert. And it is technically brewed and canned by 450, even though it's collaboration, which they're out of Columbus, Indiana, is what this can says. I don't know if they have multiple places, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it is Indiana. But this might be the first episode that we have not had a Colorado beer in a long time.
Yeah, actually.
Even last one we had a Colorado
Yeah.
beer, didn't even realize. But yeah, we are there. Is this my? Yep, is this me? No, this is you. Wow.
But yeah, we're just getting into it, I guess.
We're gonna dive into some Wonder Woman Outlaw
So,
while crushing these glorious beers.
for this intro to the new era of Wonder Woman, we will be talking about the first 6 issues that make up Volume 1 Outlaw that was released in September 2023. There is also a Volume 2 called Sacrifice that was released in November of last year that we will get into in another episode. I need to reread it. I started it and then kind of fell off because I got busy, and I just need to read the whole thing. Which thanks again to Logan for letting us have those. We'll borrow them. And then coming out this May is Volume 3 that is titled Fury,
Really?
which I believe is where the new era of Wonder Woman truly kind of starts, because that is when Lizzie is born, or there's a baby being born. I'm assuming it's the new Wonder Woman, Lizzie.
Really?
I'm assuming. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're gonna have to like sub to all these books so then you get the actual issues every week that come out.
Well, I'm just gonna depend on Logan.
You know what to do. Put it in our box.
But yeah, it's titled Fury. Which I'm wondering if some of those books are already out. It's just like because we have the actual like books with all of the issues in them. Because I'm gonna assume that some of the issues are already out.
Yeah, shoot, probably.
Because I think the book just comes out in May. So
the trade paperback comes out in May. So it's the collection. Oh.
Yeah, which I'd rather just wait at that point because
we're already so far behind. Yeah, might as well.
So yeah, sure we will get into that at some point in the near future, probably this summer. Yeah,
we'll make it come back to Wonder Woman because if you didn't watch episode 19 and hear how Wonder Woman was created, you are absolutely gonna have your mind blown because what on earth is going on there? Crazy. But I have only read the first little tidbit of Outlaw. So again, this is just Abby ripping this script here. So it's going to be a banger.
Sorry if it sucks.
Yes, but without further ado, let's keep diving. The name Outlaw is a very fitting title as the whole theme of this volume centers around how Wonder Woman becomes an outlaw. I do admit it was a little confusing in the beginning with trying to go back and forth between the present and the past, since it starts off with a side story, that's the one I read, where the next generation of DC heroes, which is Damian Clark, or Bruce Clark and Diana's kids. So Damian Wayne, I think Bruce or Superman's is like John. Is it John?
I think so.
And then Diana's kid
is Elizabeth.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I forgot that one already. But they meet on the island to venture into the cruelest prison of all creation. And yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they called it something in the book that was like a really simplistic name. And Lizzie was like, you guys don't know Greek, so we're just not even going to call it that, basically.
Damien's like, I know Greek. Like, no, you don't. He's like, well, I can learn it.
So in order to enter, the three heroes have to fight against obstacles representing pain, skill, and honor. Of course, the new Superman and Batman go against pain and skill, because that's what they're known to be good against. And while Elizabeth Marston Prince, who is this new Wonder Woman... Can we, if you went over the first episode of this whole series, Elizabeth Marston would have been the psychologist who came up with Wonder Woman back in the 40s. This is his original, like, OG lawyer wife, who is supposedly, supposed to be the muse for Wonder Woman. So I thought that was very interesting that her name is Elizabeth Marston Prince.
Like, just same exact name.
Yes.
That is wild.
She had her maiden name was Holloway, but I'm assuming because they were married, it probably became Marston.
Yeah.
But yeah, so crazy. And she also goes by Lizzie, which is what I've kind of referred to her as. Better than Elizabeth, I don't know. But anyway, she goes up against Honor, which does take form of her mother and is like the image of Diana, original Wonder Woman. And she challenges her and is begging her not to dishonor her. Because they're trying to get to this like old dude that is in prison there. And of course, Lizzie doesn't fall for it because she knows this thing isn't her mother. And she makes it through to talk to this mysterious old guy that they came all this way for.
Mm-hmm. And it is crazy because like Superman literally has to like hold the hand of this statue that is just causing him pain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he has to hold on to it. Otherwise, Wonder Woman is basically trapped forever. Or they're all trapped basically in this prison if he lets go. So he's just getting smoked. And Damian Wayne is just in a never-ending fight until she gets this guy out of there. So, yeah, hers didn't seem that bad. She just basically was like, oh, hey, hi, how are you? You're not my mom. Suck it. But, yeah, this was also confusing because this guy was being referred to as a king and talking about the sovereign, which I had no idea what that was until later in the series. But it all makes sense eventually as we get into the actual Outlaw storyline. Basically, this is a story of how Wonder Woman defeated the sovereign. And it's narrated by this evil king guy. That's the guy she found in the prison? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's, this
whole time he's, like, telling her his story of how Wonder Woman defeated him. And, yeah, how she came to be, basically.
Did she put him in that prison?
I don't know. Huh. So, yeah, switching gears. So we're going back to the past with the start of the Outlaw series, where we see an unidentified Amazonian fighting and killing some men in a bar. I would think fighting a couple of bungholes in a bar
Bungholes?
wouldn't be that big of a deal. But this fight was the tip of the iceberg for the U.S. government, and they decided enough was enough, and they banned all Amazons from the U.S.
It's pretty crazy. Just see you never. They may scare people. Pretty drastic if you ask me. But basically, this meant that if you were an Amazon, you had to go on and get, like, see you never, bud. And if the government found out you were an Amazon and still living in the U.S., you would either be deported or worse, straight up murdered.
Yeah. No grace. So this obviously didn't sit very well with Diana, especially because she had no idea who this Amazon lady was and why she chose to murk all those dudes. So of course, Wonder Woman chooses to stay in battle against the government in some epic girl on military action, which is pretty badass. Yep.
Wow. So hot, so sexy. While this is all happening, the old guy from the side story talking to Lizzie is finally introduced into the timeline, and we learn that he's the leader of the group called the Sovereign that we told you about earlier. We also learn that this evil dude has been controlling and manipulating the governments to do whatever he wants. So he's basically the Illuminati, all through your body, just up there with the puppet strings and controlling the entire government.
Yep. So basically, he's the king of the society that's existed for hundreds of years, that's been responsible for all major U.S. events.
Wow.
They control the president. They tell him what to do. And he's an absolute bunghole and hates women and thinks men should rule over everything. So naturally, he's not a fan of Wonder Woman and has been trying to pin America against her for a while.
What a bunghole. That is the word of this episode. Bunghole. Yeah, the guy's the worst. The Sovereign also has a weapon that's very similar to Diana's lasso of truth, the lasso of lies, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah. Basically, it's the exact opposite of Wonder Woman's iconic symbol, and this lasso can make anyone believe anything that the handler wants. So, obviously, like lasso of truth, Diana gets the truth out of people. This one, it's basically the key source of the Illuminati right there. Just wrap it around the president and you're going to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
The Sovereign be crazy. So that's exactly how he controls the U.S. government, by doing as he pleases, by lassoing them up.
Yeah. And it did say, like, in the side story, she had mentioned something about the 3 lassos of fate, which I'm not familiar with. I don't know if other people are already familiar with that. I just wasn't. And I was assuming it would include the lasso of truth, the lasso of lies, and then maybe one other.
Yeah, right? And
so I guess
Lizzie has those?
Lasso of truth is Wonder Woman. So I'm assuming Lizzie has the lasso of truth. This guy had the lasso of lies.
And then is it that third Amazonian, the random, the unidentified, that has the third
lasso? Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, so in this story right now, this evil old dude has been introduced. This battle's going on between Diana and the military. And then another layer gets added with flashbacks of another fight taking place on Paradise Island way long ago, before Diana even came to Earth. And she was battling an Amazon veteran in an arena. And it's in this fight that we learned long ago Diana had encountered the same woman we saw at the beginning of the story, the one who killed all those men in this bar, and her name was Emily.
Emily. I wonder what she drank that night at the bar that just made her whoop ass.
I guess they were, like, harassing her, but, like, to kill. I get beating them up, but, like, killing them maybe a little bit far.
She ain't having any of that smoke.
She's like, I'm over it.
Make you go night-night, trying to have a good time with this dive bar, and nope, see you never. Wow. Love to have her on Comics and Brews. But switching gears and going back to Diana's Outlaw story, after the epic battle between Diana and the U.S. military was at a stopping point, Diana decided to go talk to the man in charge of the military operations. Senior Sergeant Steele is the man. And he's been directed by the Sovereign to defeat Wonder Woman and pin the country against her this whole time. So that's probably why they're kicking out all the Amazonians, because the lasso of lies is just magic.
Yeah. This is probably one of the most important moments of the series, because Sergeant Steele drops a bombshell on Diana. Diana had talked to Sergeant Steele before this whole battle, like, against the military and her. She was just trying to, like, call for peace, kind of talk to him and be like, why is this happening? What's up? So she, like, tried to call for peace, and then she had noticed, like, oh my gosh, I think I know that girl who was at the bar. Her name's Emily. Like, I know her from my past. I think is what happened, from what I remember.
Huh. All right. So, of course, Sergeant Steele looks into Emily, because obviously he's got a name now. He's going to do some digging a little further, and he can now pin her to the crime scene at the bar where there was a drop of blood that she left behind. Come on, Murder 101. Don't leave any evidence. He discovered that this blood was Amazonian, and this Amazonian was pregnant. Pregnant! She gonna have a child. Say what?
So, yeah, mic drop. At this point in the story, we get a glimpse of the future time where Lizzie is talking to the Sovereign King, telling the story, and she was stunned because I don't know, is she like Wonder Woman's kid? Is she actually this Emily's kid? I have no idea. I'm sure maybe some of you already know this, but I try to just not look ahead. I'm not trying to do that, but like, I can't imagine what she's thinking because this whole time she's probably assumed Diana's her mom. I think.
And then it's just surprise. You're
just
actually
like,
the Stone Cold Killer Amazonian.
Or maybe Emily's just pregnant and maybe this is like Wonder Woman realizing she can have kids or something. Who knows? I have no idea.
And the cool part about this, or the hilarious part, is that they go back to this conversation she's just having with this guy in this prison while Damian Wayne is still having to fight this whole time, and Superman is just holding on for dear life.
Struggling.
So, yeah, just having good old conversations about, maybe you're not the father, you're not the mother, you're not the daughter. Sorry. Some Jerry Springer stuff going on in this prison, and while they're just getting smoked. But, we're getting into it now. After that little sprinkle of truth was dropped, we go back in the Diana story where she's now viewed as an absolute enemy of the state after the Sovereign convinced a soldier to unalive himself and to leave a note saying it was Wonder Woman's fault that he is dead.
Yeah, so becomes huge news, like newscasts everywhere, just like, oh my gosh, we're totally against her now. But amidst the chaos, there's a little break of turning against her because Wonder Woman still makes it a priority to serve a family who reaches out to her as their son is super sick and dying of cancer.
Wow, what a lady.
I know.
Make a wish for Wonder Woman. At this time, we follow Diana into a side quest where she helps one of her biggest fans live out their dreams, spending the day with Wonder Woman and doing cool shit. Although she had warned the young boy's parents of the public's distrust in her, they still gave her their permission to take their kid on the trip of a lifetime. Wow, what a nice lady.
It certainly gave Wonder Woman a break away from all the negativity, letting her do something good for someone. She even brought him to Paradise Island.
What? He went to Themyscira? This child?
Yeah, she like disguise, like she has like invisibility for her plane or whatever.
Yeah.
So she like totally brought him there, and of course they were like, "What the hell? We haven't seen you in a while." And also, who is this kid?
She shows up.
Yeah, so like she had to convince them. I think she maybe had to fight too to like let him be there. But basically, she won, and convinced him to stay, or convinced them to let him stay, and he just lived out his life. Best day of his life was like confiding in her like the whole time. They like looked at the stars together, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, just giving him like life advice. She's like, always choose love. Kind of cheesy, but kind of cute. Just like a nice little break in the chaos.
See, Wonder Woman, just like in the last episode, she was created to just tone down the violence sometimes.
Pretty much.
Wow, how glorious. After this wholesome little break in the story, the U.S. president announces the official declaration of war against Wonder Woman. There should be bloodshed in times ahead. So, yeah, he's just going to straight up nuke Wonder Woman or something.
So bloodshed there was. During this time, Sergeant Steele had been gathering a team of Diana's past enemies, consisting of Giganta, Silver Swan, Circe, Dr. Psycho, to battle against her in hopes to defeat her, but were, of course, unsuccessful.
Wow, he just had a full squad.
Unsuccessful.
And couldn't handle Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wow, because she's a badass boo. At this same time, we find a group of Amazonians joining forces in helping Diana. Of course, she's got a way more badass army. Sorry about it. Even when she refuses it. These ladies consisted of Donna Troy, Cassie Sandsmark, and Yara Flor, who are all Wonder Girls.
Woo! And yeah, Diana was super, like, did not want their help at all because she didn't want them to die, obviously.
I want you to get hurt.
Put themselves in harm. So, yeah, it was like a big deal.
Always thinking she can handle it herself.
Yeah. But yeah, then the series does end with a final epic battle between Grail, who's the daughter of Darkseid, because she was like kind of the last resort, last one standing, last, I guess, weapon against her.
So the U.S. government got Darkseid's daughter. Wow, and I also didn't know he had a daughter, so mind blown there. Darcy has a daughter named Grail. Like, I guess Thanos, like, in Marvel, he has Gamora and all that. Like, he has daughters, too. So it's kind of cool. Did not know he had a daughter, so that's sweet.
Yeah.
Continue that bloodline.
Yeah. So there's a pretty epic battle, like, multiple pages between them.
To end that book?
And then this is all happening. The Evil King narrator is explaining how they truly thought this would have been the end to her because I guess Grail's super powerful.
I would think so. She's his daughter.
Yeah. But it was not. And the story continues on in Wonder Woman's sacrifice.
They just continue battling in there?
So she did defeat her.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, the evil dude thought she would have been like spent, like done.
Yeah.
But he was like, but sadly, this was not the end of Wonder Woman. And yeah, that was the end of it.
Wow. All right, so that's sacrifice. Right
so
there.
we go into
or
sacrifice.
Outlaw, sorry.
Yeah.
Dang. What? So it ends in a giant duel, and Wonder Woman's not toast. She's
Not
living
yet.
on. No one's gonna smoke Wonder Woman. I'm sorry about it.
I mean, apparently at some point she gets smoked.
Well, I guess that's where we get into sacrifice. Because she's going to sacrifice herself.
Probably.
Yeah, wow.
It's either her or the Emily character, because I'm curious on how she's going to come into this next book.
So Emily's still alive?
Yeah.
And she's pregnant.
Yes.
But that is like in the past, because she's hearing the story from the guy in prison. So that's
all of this story is from this guy in prison. So this is Lizzie listening to basically how she became a person, I think.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So
re-clicking it in for me.
Which was like Wonder Woman defeated him. Did she survive defeating him? I don't know. Does Emily survive? I have no idea. How does Emily even come back into this?
Yeah.
There's a birth in Fury, so I'm assuming it's Emily's birth. Who births probably Lizzie. I have no idea. I could be very wrong. People are probably going to be like, what are you talking about? But yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
And you finished Sacrifice?
I haven't finished it yet.
Okay, cool. Wow.
No.
Exciting. Dang. Now I want you to read Fury.
Well, that doesn't, well, the whole everything doesn't come out till May, whatever. But yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Wonder Woman's just crazy.
Wow.
Last episode 19 was nuts because the actual creation of Wonder Woman. And then I've never read a Wonder Woman book, but this Outlaw stuff seems pretty badass.
Where they went with it to like this epic kind of like transition, very good.
And I'm
very
all
well
about
done.
just Illuminati stuff. Like basically this guy's just creating, like controlling the government, which is probably like what it is in real life.
Who knows?
It's the way I would assume it because someone's got control over all the politicians out there. So, and that's basically what's happening here. There's a lasso of lies in the real world.
Maybe.
It's the real world. Just like the Department of Truth. They're just knocking it down. But, yeah, so that was Wonder Woman Outlaw. Thank you for giving it a watch. And again, if you haven't watched episode 19, just to get a little tidbit on how this character in general, Diana, was created, you have to watch that one. Because that actually might be my favorite historical episode. Because it's actually just straight up
It's just still mine. Like, it's really clever that they took Elizabeth Marston, the doctor's wife, who like they did claim to fame as Wonder Woman's like muse, and they made her into this new Wonder Woman character. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah, because I mean, it was his side hoe who was the main muse.
I think,
So he was like, oh,
overall, I think, yeah.
But he's dead, so then they all of a sudden bring this new Wonder Woman back. And
Maybe they're like, this poor woman, we need to honor her.
Yeah, and once everyone found out that it was just a
I don't
side
know.
chick, they're like, oh, we got to give her a little something. She deserves it.
I don't know.
Wow, she was forced to go through life with that. Just.
I mean, they seem to enjoy it, though, so to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is banana lands. Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, my brain is just still taking it all in.
Mind
That's nuts.
blown.
But yeah, for real. That's just Abby's second episode, and I think it's prime time. She should probably write all these episodes now.
That's a lot of work.
Because it is way better than mine. That's wow. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you subscribe, we will send you a free sticker pack. Just need your mailing deets. We got some freshies up in here. And yeah, just hit that button. We're trying to get to 500 here.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
It's really that's really the only goal.
Yeah, after 500, it's like 5,000.
Like,
yeah, then just making deals, signing deals.
And if we do hit 500, maybe we'll cover a really cool character. I don't really know who.
I know.
Who that would be.
We always need character suggestions, so if
Yeah.
you got like one you want the drunk history done of, just drop a line in the comments and be like, yo, we want you to do, I don't know, Spider-Punk.
That would be cool.
Or The Spot or something random.
The Spot.
Because those are two that I kind of want to do. That's actually probably going to be next on my list because I like those characters.
Not a bad idea.
Especially Spider-Punk. That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be.
Dang. Wow. But thank you for listening. That was episode number 20, baby. We made it to 20. Let's try to get to 50 now.
Yeah.
This is Comics and Brews, baby. Thank you. Cheers. How are ya?
Pages turn, the story unfolds, the ink on the paper, a world I behold. Lost in the panels where heroes fly, comic books and brews, my alibi.